Project Search.
Hey y'all, it's Danny again. Today I'm bringing you the final installment of the One Strike, You're Out series of presentations. Today's presentation is about sexually inappropriate behavior in the workplace. That if you engage in sexually inappropriate behavior, you're going to lose your job. So pay close attention to this presentation. Project Search UTMC Remote Learning presents One Strike, You're Out. Actions that will lead to immediate termination from a job. Part 4, Sexually Inappropriate Behavior. Sexually inappropriate behavior in the workplace is completely unacceptable. Engaging in it will lead to immediate termination from your job, no matter where you work. So look at the picture here on this slide. What you see here is one employee touching another employee in a way that the person being touched clearly does not like. I think we could interpret this as an example of sexually inappropriate behavior, which is, of course, unacceptable. At Project Search UTMC, there are several types of behavior that fall into the category of sexually inappropriate behavior that you must not engage in, because if you do, you will be immediately dismissed from the program. This presentation will describe 3 categories of these types of behavior. It is important to remember that the things described in the presentation are prohibited by all employers. Therefore, you should pay attention and remember this information throughout your career. Behavior number 1, engaging in sexual activity. All sexual activity is prohibited at Project Search. There is a time and place for sex, but Project Search is not it. This rule applies at all workplaces as well. So if you aren't sure what might be considered sexual activity, think about personal space. One way to make sure you're avoiding sexual activity or avoiding being misunderstood is to stay out of your coworkers' personal space at all times. If you do that, then you shouldn't have to worry about someone interpreting your actions as sexual or having some intent like that. Behavior number 2, sexual harassment, meaning to make unwanted sexual advances and/or ask for sexual favors, is forbidden at Project Search. It is also prohibited by all employers. Sexual harassment can take additional forms, including the unwanted touching, which we already mentioned, or suggestive or crude language about someone. Actions that create a hostile environment, such as unwanted touching and graphic sexual comments, are also considered harassment. These actions must be avoided at work. Behavior number 3, sexually explicit language is unacceptable at Project Search, as well as in the workplace generally. Here are some examples of sexually explicit and therefore unacceptable speech. Dirty jokes. Be very careful about the jokes you tell at work. Is it a joke that you think might be embarrassing? Is it about sex in some way? If it is, just don't tell it. Talking graphically about your sex life. No one wants to hear it. So whatever you have going on in your personal private life, that is not anything that you need to share at work. Everyone has their own private life that they are concerned with, and they don't want to hear about yours. Explicit comments about coworkers' body. So we've talked about giving compliments before. And one of the big things that we noted during our talk about compliments was that it's better to give compliments to people about the qualities they possess, things like being a hard worker or a kind person, and to stay away from comments about people's physical appearance. It means more to compliment somebody on their qualities as a person, what's on the inside, so to speak. And furthermore, making a comment about someone's body or the way they look can definitely be interpreted as sexual and therefore inappropriate. Remember that people go to work to earn a living, and sexually inappropriate behavior gets in the way of that objective. Sex has a time and place, but work is not the time or the place. If you have questions about any of this material, then you can ask me at the meeting and we can talk about it further. I must be off now. See you soon.